all meet together. So we all meet together to find ways to better our personalities and better our environment. We all work together to learn. We learn together. I don't know it all, and you don't know it all. So today, we've come together again like yesterday. Yesterday was so great with very dynamic presenters, and they were able to do justice to their presentation. I gave you the part one of this topic yesterday. Our topic is overcoming challenges, overcoming challenges in business setup using critical and creative thinking. That is our topic. Yesterday we took the part one, and today we are taking the part two of it. Yesterday we were able to define business, and we said it is a way of making sure that it's a way. Is somebody saying something, please?
That's okay. That's okay. I've been in control of it. Continue, ma'am.
It's a way of generating fund for our upkeep, for our livelihood. But we saw also that we shouldn't just use that as the basis of setting up our businesses. Our businesses should also, and most importantly, include impacting human lives. And that we all, we are in one business or the other. Even the housewife, that is the woman that is called the housewife, is also in business of taking care of her family. Because if her family is not well taken care of, the husband will not be fit to go to work or go outside the house for another business. So she's still doing something. She's still going to the market to buy things from people and cooking for her family. So she's into business of buying. So we all are in one form of business or the other. The only thing is that some businesses, as we saw yesterday, are non-profit, while some are profit-oriented. And then we talk of diversities of businesses emanating from all walks of life. Hence, we talk about agriculture, technology, health sector, and so on. So our businesses cut across all walks of life. The truth about business is that it emanated from God's own perspective of making man to be at the center of his creation. It emanated from the creator of the universe. So everything we are doing is all about man and his environment. How to better the personality of man and also better the environment that it dwells in. Man can never be comfortable if the environment is not peaceful, is not conducive, and so on. So everything that we do today is all about man. So who is this man? Man is such a personality that is so dear to God because he was created in the image and expression of God. Man is such an important figure that on earth, if man does not exist in a particular place, you see a lot of depreciation going on there. There won't be improvement in that place. So man is created to bring about improvement in his environment. Man is so unique. Man is so special. Man is so important. So everything that God created, the universe and everything therein. So count yourself, and I count myself very privileged that I am a man and I'm created in the image of God to impact my society, to impact my environment, to create wellness, peace, tranquility, and growth in my environment. And that is all about business. So today we are going to look at business from the aspect of how challenges arise in the course of our doing businesses. There is nobody who says it's in business that will not uh, one day or the other talk about, the challenges, the obstacles. Oh, I'm facing this in my business. I'm having this challenge. No matter the degree of the challenge, you are likely to have one form or the other of obstacles or problems that will make you seek advice or seek help. So this help can come in different form. You can seek help from mentors. You can seek help from your tutors. You can seek help from the significant others you have. And you can equally seek help from attending conferences, seminars, workshops, as well as in training platforms such as we have today. The YYCIA platform is a training platform, and you are privileged to have a lot of learning process going on here. If you don't play with this platform, you can never remain the same, because you hear what you will normally would have paid so much for to gain this knowledge. So today we are talking about overcoming challenges in business using critical and creative thinking. That is a way to solve your problems. And this way of solving problems, I want to tell you, is the central way. So I advise that you listen very carefully to what can make you solve all the problems or some of the problems according to what you have. So as a way of introduction, I actually want to ask, why are we so concerned about our businesses or people's businesses? Why are we concerned? Why is it a matter of discussion, a topic of presentation? Why is it? One, we must understand that whether the business is small, that is like a shop selling vegetables, yam, pepper, breakable plates, or whatever it is, or even sewing, whatever the size of that business, whether it is a multinational corporation, businesses play essential role in the economy of the nation you belong to or the society you are. They make the nation to survive. I just gave a preamble just now when I said man is so important, because if man does not exist in a particular place, you likely see depreciation or no growth takes place. Things remain as they are. But once man comes to that place, you begin to see development in that society. So what brings about this development? It is the activities of man in buying and selling, giving and taking. That is what brings about the development. So we go into business because it is part of us to develop our nations and keep the nation surviving. When a nation is crying, things are bad, there is hunger, there is poverty, look well into the life of the citizens and also look also into the life of the government. If the citizens are hardworking and generating money, the likelihood is that the fault may be in the government, that we mismanage this fund, mismanage these resources, and will not allow a good flow from top to bottom. When this happens, the nation cries out. There is problem in the nation. So that is one of the reasons why we have to emphasize so much on businesses. It is very crucial. Two, it creates self-consciousness. You're running a business, creates self-consciousness and awareness on the mind of the business owner, and when not satisfied, creates a craving for personality development. That is the personality development, first of all, of the owner of the business. As the owner gets into the business, in most cases, if there is good recording, it's not the way the owner used to dress, used to talk, used to do things. The first year he started his business, that he will be talking in 5 years' time. You will see changes. You will see change. The level will change. The level will change. His personality will change. His talking pattern will change. His level of friends are also likely to change. So businesses create self-consciousness and awareness on the mind of the business owner. And where the owner is not satisfied with what he's seen about himself, he attends conferences, he seeks help, he goes to seminar, he goes for training, and then he develops, in this process, he starts developing his personality. He starts developing his abilities. He starts developing every aspect of his life, even taking care of his health, taking care of his everything about him and his society. Because he knows that if the society is not in a good shape, he himself will be in trouble. So he craves for personality development. It is a mirror. Business is a kind of mirror to examine who the person truly is, who you truly are, and how much impact and contributions you are making towards the survival of the people and the nation you belong to. So running a business of any kind it is, whether profit or non-profit, you are into this good aspect of business running. Three, it cultivates and fosters relationship. We have heard that businesses cultivate and foster relationships. Relationship with your co-CEOs, relationship with your team, with your workers, and your executive. So you have good relationship. You begin to, they normally say the adage that water sink its level. As you grow in your business, your water begins to sink its level. That means you are looking for people of the same caliber and possibly higher caliber than you. So it enhances the creation of wealth. That is my last one there. It enhances the creation of wealth. Business enhances the creation of wealth. Why did I put it as the last thing? These things I just gave to you, they are generated from my thinking. But why did I put wealth as the last thing? Because that should be the least that will propagate you to entering into business and doing business. I think somebody is waiting to enter. So if you don't know the value or worth of something, you will devalue it or trample under your feet. Anything you do not value. So if you don't value your business, you don't understand the reason why you are doing business, all you understand is just is just to make money, to make wealth, then you are likely to do a lot of negative things that are likely to be detrimental to the business or devalue your business. You have to know why you should be very organized in running a business. And that is my last one, my preamble, my introduction. We are not going straight into the main discussion. The first one is, why are we talking of critical thinking skills for business? What is this critical thinking? What is critical thinking? So we are saying that critical thinking is the analysis of available facts, available evidence, and observations, outcomes of observations, arguments, in order to form a judgment by the application of the rational, skeptical, and unbiased analysis and evaluation. Two key words are important in critical thinking: analysis and evaluation of information, of facts, of evidences, of our observations. Actually, we get information through our observations. We get information through our observation. So we see how critical thinking is important to our observation. Critical thinking is a big skill of the thinking faculty that helps us to assess everything we do. It helps us to assess our businesses. It breaks down the businesses and try to locate where problems are. The application of critical thinking includes self-directedness, self-discipline, self-monitoring, and self-corrective habits of the mind. Thus, a critical thinker is a person who practices the skills of critical thinking or has been trained and educated in its disciplines. I have a mentor. He trained me in critical thinking. Two of them are wonderful. One is late, and that is Dr. Richard W. Paul from Soma University is late, and Elder, Linda Elder. These are the two people that trained me in critical thinking in USA. They didn't only train me, they also equipped me with every material they have ever written free of charge. I owe them a great honor and tribute. Linda is still alive, but Richard is gone. He is gone, but his principles, his teaching, they will live as long as this earth lives. They are wonderful, they are transformatory, especially to the educational sector. They were very kind. They know that your personality and your output is hinged on this critical thinking. They trained me and they equipped me with every material they have ever produced, both books, materials, physical, hand-on materials. They ship them to me free of charge. May God bless them. I'm privileged to mention them in this talk. They are so dear to my heart. And in my book, I dedicated that book to both of them. So the philosopher Richard W. Paul said that the mind of a critical thinker engages the person's intellectual abilities and personality traits. Critical thinking presupposes access to rigorous standards of excellence, and mindful command of their use in effective communication and problem solving, and a commitment to overcome egocentrism and sociocentrism. In other words, I'm trying to say critical thinking is the capacity, the ability to analyze. And to analyze is to break down and see the inherent input in each of the parts that make up the whole. And that is the time you can also identify the problems. It's just like a medical doctor who wants to carry out a surgery. He will break down the human being, cut open the human being, and begin to check for the parts inside the human being. You will discover where the problem is and identify the problem and bring it out or seek further help to solve the problem. That is the work of a critical thinker. He analyzes and sees the various parts that make up the whole, and in that process, he can see the strengths and weaknesses of each part and see the inherent problems of each part, and goes ahead to evaluate the intensity of the problem, the usefulness of that part that make up the whole, or lack of usefulness of that part and causing problems to the whole. That is the work of critical thinking. So it will analyze, evaluate. It has the capacity to analyze, the ability to analyze and evaluate, and reason logically and objectively about information, situations, and problems. I told you just now that information do not fly from anywhere. They come from observation. And observation, I will still get there. Observation is the use of the sense organs to get facts and figures from your environment. The eyes, the mouth, the nose, the ears, the feeling, that is the skin, the touch. These are the senses through which you get information. So whatever information you get, whether it is written or oral, verbal or oral, you are getting information and it needs to be analyzed. And this information can be factual or non-factual. Not every information you get that is true, and not every information you get that is false. It is the work of critical thinking to determine whether the information is true or it is false, and whether it is relevant to what you want to use it for or it is not relevant. So these are the major work of critical thinking. So the critical thinker, who is supposed to be the business owner too, is supposed to have knowledge of this critical thinking and be able to use them to analyze the information is going to acquire towards the business is going to run, and investigate whatever he has acquired as information to know the applicable ones and the relevant ones to his business or the situation or the problems. So it is an essential ability for learners who confront complex and uncertain business difficulties regularly. Of course, like as I said, we all face one business challenge or the other. You must apply critical thinking to be able to get over these challenges. You must apply critical thinking. A business owner who does not apply critical thinking is bound to fail very soon and pack up, because it's unable to analyze what it's doing, is unable to assess what he's doing, assess this, even his own behavior and the behavior of his workers, as well as the customers. So critical thinking skills allow you to understand and address situations based on available facts and information. And typically, using critical thinking at work or business involves processing and organizing your facts, your data, and other information to define problems and develop effective solutions to them. So in this presentation, you will discover how critical thinking can aid businesses in overcoming business obstacles by improving your decision-making process, enhancing your creativity and innovation. The next question or the next thing we are going to look at is what separates the good? Sorry, this is a comment I want to make before we go to the next topic. What separates the good from the best is the ability to go extra mile. And this is something I want you to take home. What separates the good from the best is the ability to go extra mile. A lot of these things are put here. They're already in my book I've written. It will soon be out for the public, for public use. I took a lot of them from that book. So let's look at some critical thinking skills that we need to apply to solve our business and even personal problems. Number one, observation. Observation is so important because without information, you cannot think. You can't think without information. If you doubt it, just close your eyes, close your mouth. Don't let your mind wander to anything. Just be there. You will see that no thinking is taking place. But the moment your ears are open to a particular sound, a question will arise. What is that? Especially when you are not familiar to it. But once you are familiar to that noise, the question will be answered by you. Communication is going on. Because you will know immediately that something has happened and you are there. There are a lot of distractions coming in here. Sorry. So observational skills are the starting point for critical thinking. People who are observant can quickly sense and identify a new problem in the business. But those who are only there to make money, they don't see problems. It is only when they are no more making the money, they see the problems. And that is not good enough. So those who are skilled in observation, who can make use of their five senses very well, who are sensitive to the use of those senses, are also capable of understanding why something might be a problem. They may even be able to predict, when a problem might occur before it happens based on their insightful experiences. There are people with great insight. They have the power of insight. And with these insightful experiences, they can look at a problem and right away tell you the inherent problems in it. They can look at the business and be able to tell you the inherent problems in that business. So we can improve our observation skills by slowing down our pace of processing information. It's not everything you just see, you accept and use, you will fail. It's not everything you are told in a seminar that you can apply to your particular business. So you have to be selective. In observation, you learn how to be selective. That is a topic we treat in our online lectures, online program. So I'm not going to go deep into that because when we begin to go into selective observation, is a topic of its own. But I want to say that it's not everything you see, you just grab and okay, I've learned this in the conference, in the seminar, I learned this, or on the platform of YYCA, I learned this, the presenter said it, then you apply it. If it's not relevant to your business, you will fail. And it will give you stress because it is not relevant to your business. So you must, face down and learn to process information and see its relevance to you. Number one, its importance, and two, its relevance, and to know whether it's a fact or a fallacy. And then train yourself to pay closer attention to your surroundings. Be sensitive to your surroundings. Observation skills are there because of your surrounding. It is from your surrounding you get the information. Please, this is very important. A woman who has a house surrounding, when you enter there, you see every manner of rubbish littered in that surrounding. That will immediately give you an information about the woman. But when you go to another home, and once you enter the premises, you see everywhere neat, you enter the house well arranged, it will also give you an information about the woman of the home. So your environment speaks volume, and it creates information that you need to look into and process carefully. So pay closer attention to your surroundings. You might practice some techniques about paying attention to your surroundings, including even mindfulness. You have to be mindful in what you do. When you are in your house, be mindful to observe. When you are outside your house, be mindful. A lot of people have been driven to their death because they were not mindful of their surroundings, their environment. Another technique you can use is active listening. You have to listen and that is part of the observation, using your ears. So to cut that long story short, I want to tell you that you have to listen during and outside of work to thoroughly examine what you are hearing or seeing. Then consider if what you notice or the trend you are noticing, they are consistent in somebody's behavior, they are consistent in your transactions, or they are data that might be helpful for your team or your workers to address. That is observation. The next skill you are going to look at that will help your business, because in failure to observe, you are going to have problems and disappointments. Even your workers will know you are not observant, and the bad ones there will start cheating you. They sell the product and they don't give returns, especially those who are sales reps. So you must be observant. In addition to recording, be observant and be careful to listen. Don't say you are in an air-conditioned office or a very well-managed office, executive office, and your ears are deaf to what is happening in your business. In your presence, people will be doing and undoing things. But when your organs, sensitive organs, sensory organs, your sensory organs are active, they are at alert, it will be difficult for the workers to mess you up. Even the customers, they will not have much of the opportunities. And you need to train your workers, you need to train your leaders to be observant. As you are learning these skills as a business person, you also teach your workers about them. That is why they should go for conferences. If you send them to us, we will train them. At Center for Critical and Creative Thinking, and our online programs in Thinker Skills Limited. Then analysis. Analysis, I've explained it a lot, and I won't take too much time here. I said it is the breaking down into pieces what you have learned, what you have heard or seen. Why is this thing happening? You ask yourself the question. In observation, you say, what have I just heard? What is that? What am I seeing? How does it feel? Is the feelings sweet or bitter or sour? What is smelling? I can perceive a particular odor. All those are observation. All those are questions about observation. In analysis, you are asking, how did this thing come to be? What makes up this product? What and what did you put together? It's like when we added this ingredient, it gave us a better result than when we didn't add it. Or when we added this ingredient, it spoiled the whole product. All these are analysis. The analysis. Why do I have to do this? At what time should I do it? All these are analysis because they work together. Anything that will work together to bring about the vision realization, we call it analysis and evaluation of that vision. Are these things we have analyzed, when we assess them, when we empirically, investigate them, can they bring the expected result? Can we get our vision as we want it? So analysis, once a problem has been identified, analytical skills become essential. The ability to analyze and effectively evaluate a situation involves knowing what facts, data, or information about the problem are important. This also often includes gathering unbiased research. Bias, and unbiased. Most of our society we are being plagued by unbiased information. A biased information. Unbiased is when there is no bias. So even if you say you have done research and you have a biased mind, in doing that research, your research result will only be telling what you have in your mind, not actually what you have discovered in that research. So when you are going into a particular research, you must leave your mind open, an open mind. If not, your biases and your beliefs will play negatively on that research. Asking relevant questions must be seen to be very important in problem discovery and problem solution in any organization. So relevant questions about the data that you have gotten to know whether they are facts, realistic, realizable data or information, and whether they can really help your vision to realize your vision. All these are questions you must ask and examine. You don't only ask the question, you examine them, you evaluate, you examine, you assess to ensure it's accurate and assessing the findings objectively. So you have to improve your analytical skills by taking on new experiences. That is why you also have to go to very specialized training programs, such as the one we give, and even in this platform where we are speaking now, YYCI. When you go there, you gain experiences that will help you to openly analyze your business and be able to know where, those divergent areas that are not adding up or they are adding up. So I want to move on to the next one. Number 3 skill is inference. Inference is a skill that involves drawing conclusions about the information you collect and may require you to process technical or industrial specific knowledge or experience. Inference has to do with decision. Now I've been able to analyze, I've been able to examine, I've been able to see for myself, I've been able to make inquiries, I've been able to make research. What is your conclusion? What is your inference? What is your decision about it? So your conclusion about your facts, your figures, your information, your analysis, which makes you to understand your business the more. This is what we call inference. So it is a skill that is very important. When you make an inference, that means you are developing answers based on limited information. Of course, limited because it is by what you have observed that you are working on. What you have observed, even if it is a hearsay, you heard or you read, then go and investigate whether it is true or not. So you have to learn how to conclude by what you see. I have to jump something because it's a very wide scope topic I'm treating here. I will stop where I can stop because I may not be able to finish it. So wherever I stop today, we'll take it as such. If there is opportunity in future, we can address it, or you buy the book as soon as it is out. Okay, so you have to improve your inference skills by placing focus on making educated guesses or business guesses rather than quickly drawing conclusions. Don't say because Mr. Jones is doing that business, I can do it. You jump into it without gathering information and investigating those information. You may not know certain things or certain challenges Mr. Jones has gone through that he has taken care of before he succeeded. And except you are aware of these, exigencies, you may jump into that business and be a failure. So look for and consider as many clues as possible that you can use to draw your inference. Look for such things as images, reports, facts and figures, that is data, and everything that you can use to give you a concrete conclusion and give you help to evaluate a situation. That is inference, and do it. The next one, which is number 4, is communication as a skill of critical thinking. A lot of speakers have spoken of communication, and communication is the ability to pass information from A to B or B to C. Communication can be coded or uncoded, and you should be able to decode when a communication is sent to you. That is, decoding is understanding. Decoding is the ability to understand the communication. And the person who is sending the message should endeavor to be clear. Clarity and purpose, they are very key to communication. Clarity and purpose. Why are you communicating this? What do you want me to understand? That you have to tell me this. Why is Dr. Lucas organizing this platform and inviting speakers from across the globe? Why? There is a reason. She's communicating something to the hearers. She wants to make impact in your life and change your mindset and bring about transformation. That is a purpose. So you must be able to decode the purpose of communication. In business, it is very important. Communication can be verbal or non-verbal. Whether the person uses non-verbal communication, that is signaling. You should be able to decode what the person is saying, understand what the person is saying, and be able to explain it, that this is what this person means. Once you miss that decoding, you miss that understanding, you miss that clarity, you are likely to misunderstand the whole purpose of that communication. You are likely to misunderstand the whole purpose of that communication and turn the whole purpose upside down. The reason why the person is giving it, what he wants to achieve, the results are far away because you refuse, or you couldn't, not refuse, you couldn't understand the communication. So communication skills are very important when it comes to time to explain and discuss issues and their possible solutions with your colleagues, with your team, with your customers, your stakeholders, everyone that is involved in your business. Clear and open-minded communication is very, very important. And this is so important in critical thinking, because I've told you that critical thinking works on information. So if you don't get that information clearly, you can be sure that you are going to misunderstand everything you do. Everything you do will be wrong. Because you will analyze the wrong thing, you will arrive at the wrong thing, and you will assess the wrong thing. So communication is so important in critical thinking, because that's the starting point. If there is a horning at the gate, and your child runs to you and says there is a trailer at the gate, you will say, trailer? What have I to do with trailer? Who is there with a trailer? Maybe the trailer is passing. So you stay complacent on your chair because the child has conveyed a wrong thing to you by his understanding of what he heard. And you yourself, you have also bought into that misunderstanding as a result of what the child has told you. So you refuse to get up to go and check. But it may be that it is a new car that your husband has just bought. He gave you a surprise, and he came home with a brand new car, and you have never heard that sound. The child has never heard that sound, and the child didn't go out to know what is happening. So you can see the misunderstanding in communication. It could be that as a result of your behavior, a nonchalant behavior, your husband that was coming in with all joy, gladness, and good news to pass on to you becomes annoyed and aggressive because you've kept him waiting. Nobody responded to the hooting of the horn. That is communication that affects critical thinking. So in business, if you do not understand your customers, your workers, your team, and they don't also understand what you are communicating, there's going to be problems. There's bound to be problems. But where communication is open, is understood, is clear, is decoded appropriately, then the communication is smooth and understanding is guaranteed. And the right thinking principles, the critical thinking principles and practices are carried out. Number 5 is problem solving. After you have identified and analyzed problems and chosen a solution, the final step is to execute your solution. Because during the course of your analysis and evaluation assessment, you would have been able to identify the inherent problems. And then you talk about how to find solution to this problem. That is gradually coming to where we will be talking of creative thinking and creativity. So problem solving is, in short, bringing solution to bear on your problem, removing the problem and bringing in the solution. Removing the problem and bringing in the solution. Whatever you consider a problem, whether in your personality or the personality of your workers, your customers, whether in the product itself, whatever area the problem is emanating, you can find solution to it if you are ready, if you are willing. And that is by the simple steps I have talked about: observation, analysis, inference, and then communication. Now, finally, that is the, uh, uh, the final one, finding solution. So implement the best solution and understand whether or not the solution is working as it relates to the goal. Improve your problem-solving skills by setting goals to acquire more industry knowledge within your field. Improve your problem-solving skills. That is right from the critical thinking down to where we talk about your creative thinking and creativity. You have to improve on them in your life skill. They are life skills. They are the 21st century skills that you need to apply in your business and in your personal life to come out as an astounding personality, an astounding business. So, like as I said, Professor Lucas, the time is going. I will soon stop. Or I've not gone anywhere. Am I allowed, or I should go on?
Yes, you can round up now and then
Good.
probably question because the next speaker is getting ready.
Good.
Okay, thank you
So,
so much.
so I'm going to round up on only critical thinking. I didn't touch creative thinking and creativity, but I will just say something about creativity and round up there. And in creative thinking, I just want to give you the distinction between creative thinking and creativity, because that is a question a lot of our students, they ask us, what is the difference between creative thinking? You talk about creative thinking, creative thinking. My dear listener, the two of them, one leads to the other. There's a little difference in the two. Creative thinking is cognitive. Creative thinking has to do with the images you have in your memory, in your thinking, in your brain. Creative thinking has to be anything you create in this world, you first create it in your imagination. You see, if you want to build a house, you see that house pattern in your mind's eye before you can bring it to reality. So creative thinking is seeing through your mind's eye what you want to bring to physical bearing. So if you are a creative thinker, that means you are imaginative. You are thinking about what people have not thought about that you want to bring into existence. That is why you have the capitals creating new set of chairs on daily basis. The architect building and designing and building new structures, new patterns every now and then. New businesses come up because there is ideas coming up in your brain. They've not been put to work, but they are in your imagination, your eyes vision. You can see them in your mind's eye. That is creative thinking. But when you talk of creativity, is the action itself, the physical action of bringing into existence what you have imagined in your mind's eye, what you have seen. I want to go to the shop and buy a new set of chairs. What do you have in mind? That is the first question the seller will ask you. What do you have in mind? He wants to have your idea of what you want to get. And once you give him the idea, he will take you to the place. And where he doesn't have what fits into your idea, he will say, no, I don't have such. So Creative thinking is about, conceiving those ideas, those innovations, those ideas that build new products and new services. And creativity is the practicality of bringing into existence those things that you have imagined and seen in your mind's eye. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no more time. I'm sorry about it. And I would like to stop here to give room for questions and other speakers to come up. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate this time. But you can do us a very good favor. We extend this conference masterclass next week. I know you don't have any section with us next week, but where you stop now, presently, can you put comma or pause so that we can call you back next week to come and conclude, especially the creative thinking side? Because I know you still have a lot you've worked hard to present to us. And 1 hour is not enough for your great presentation. So should we say you are saying yes, you will come back next week to do the part 2 of this program? Is that possible? Or part 3 of this lesson? Because you have done a lot. I know that if we call you back, you can still deliver. Starting from where you stopped today, is it possible, ma, to come back next week?
My distinguished professor, I will say you are the chairman of this occasion. You have the final say, but we will discuss after the program and finalize it. I'm likely to say yes, but until
Okay,
we
we'll wait.
discuss, yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Thank
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And on behalf of Yes You Can International, thank you, ma'am, for your time. Thank you, ma'am, for your thorough preparation for this program. For this, your topic, and also the excellent presentation that you have delivered this morning or this afternoon. No, this morning here in UK. So I want to say thank you, ma. Thank you so much. On behalf of
You're welcome.
every one of us also on this Facebook and also on this Zoom platform, we also want to say thank you for delivering this amazing. And if you still have any question, can you quickly ask? If we can't answer your question, we will find a way to send the questions to you, or maybe you might want to join us on WhatsApp this evening and ask your question. But if you have any question now, can I see if you can answer any question? Any question from our audience? Dr. Samina, you have a question?
Wonderful. Very important information about decoding and cognitive and creative thinking. But in the third session, I think we will learn more. And now I think she's very much prepared with this. I want to appreciate her, and she is very excellently prepared her performance presentation. And thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Samina. Thank you so much. Dr. Stephen, do you have any comment? Dr. Stephen?
Yeah, thank you so much, um, dear Dr. Queen Elizabeth, for giving me opportunity. It was such an amazing presentation. I really enjoyed it. And especially, I found out that creativity is very important for our productivity. If we want to be productive, we have to be creative. And thank you so much, madam, that you've taught a lot, on creativity. And we are looking forward for your next lecture on this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Hey, thank you so much. And Ambassador Titus, do you have anything to say? Ambassador Titus? Okay. Right. I think we now quickly move on to our next speaker. I want to say thank you so much, ma'am, for delivering your excellent presentation this morning. And on that note, on behalf of Y.Y.C.I International Academy, we want to say thank you. And we hope that you will consider us for the next, for the part 3 of this section. Ambassador Titus, do you want to make a comment quickly?
No, ma'am.
Okay. But you've listened and you've learned a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.